Are you ready to start up a business but don't know where to start or where you should register? Then this video is definitely for you. 1,945 euros. That's how much it cost me to start up my business in Bulgaria. Do you want to know more about it and what those costs are? Let's go into the intro and I'll see you soon. So first of all, why did I decide to start up my business in Bulgaria? Well, let me just explain a little bit my train of thought there. I am someone I'm living in Switzerland most of my time at the moment. And when I decided that I wanted to get a registered business, I looked at places where I could do it most easily. And when I did my research and I was thinking about Switzerland, because of course I live here, and the taxes in Switzerland are really good, corporate tax. So I wondered what the requirements were for starting up a business in Switzerland, and I quickly found out is that to start a business in Switzerland you need about 20,000 francs of start capital, which at that point I just couldn't I just wanted to find something that was a little bit less, that you needed less start capital. So I started looking into other countries in Europe where it could be easy or it could be possible. Now, I am also a New Zealand resident, so at that time I was also looking into New Zealand, and I almost got to the point where I registered my business in New Zealand because it's just so easy. You just have to go online and you can just fill in the requirements, like make a name, and you can just do it, pay the fee, and your business would be registered within I think 48 hours. But at the same time I thought I would register my business within Europe because I'm staying in Europe most of the time. So I looked into other European countries other than Switzerland to register. So after Switzerland and New Zealand, I started looking into other places in Europe where I could start up my business and do it all online. And the reason why I wanted to do it all online is because of course there was a pandemic happening here, and I thought I could travel, but I don't want to go into quarantine, and I just want to start up this business or get this business registered from wherever I am at this moment. So I was in Germany doing my research, and after looking into Switzerland, after looking into New Zealand and almost starting up a business in New Zealand, I started looking at Montenegro. So Montenegro is a small country in the eastern part of Europe, just above Greece or somewhere above Greece. And I looked into Montenegro just because it's a really tax-friendly or corporate tax-friendly country. So it has about the corporate profit tax is 9%, so only 9%. And compared to Belgium, which is the country where where I was born or where I'm from, Belgium has a 25% corporate tax. So it's a huge difference, it's almost half. And my train of thought was at this moment is well, if I can lower the taxes, there's an airplane. So my idea was that if I can half the tax rates, that means I have more capital at the end of the year that I can reinvest into my business, and I can use it to provide jobs, I can use it to to make sure that all my systems are running efficiently, so I can provide better service to my customers. But the thing about Montenegro is that it's outside of the European Union, and at that time I was looking into making payments or setting up online payments with Stripe, and for some reason Stripe does not provide in Montenegro, so I thought it might be difficult, and I'm sure I could have probably found a way around it. But at that time I thought, well, let's look at other countries that are within the European Union that I can register my business with and that are very tax friendly. And after a while, these corporate taxes really got me very intrigued, and I started looking into European countries that had low corporate tax. So my eye definitely fell on countries like Andorra and Bulgaria, and in the end I decided to register my business in Bulgaria and find a lawyer company that could help me start up or get the business registered while I was still living and working in Germany. And like I said at the beginning of this video, my start capital or the costs of registering my business at the beginning were only about 2,000 euros, so 1,945 euros. And if you compare that to Switzerland and the rates or the start capital that I needed when I would register my business over there, it's 2,000 euros versus 20,000 francs, which is about, I would say, like 19,500 francs. So it's a huge difference, and that definitely helped me make that decision. And now I did register my business in Bulgaria, and those 2,000 euros, it can be a lot less than that, but I decided to hire an accountant, and I also decided to register for a VAT number. When I started my business when I registered for my business with the law firm that I'm working with at the moment, and if you are curious which law firm that I worked with, you can go down to the links below to mountainwomencoaching.com, to my blog. I've written a blog post about it, and you can find the link to the law firm that I worked with over there. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter while you're there as well, so you can get all new blog posts in your mailbox. And I also give some business tips and advice and money mindset advice regularly in my newsletters for free. So I got an invoice from my law firm when I decided to register it in November of 2020, which is about 4 or 5 months ago. And it was an invoice of 745 euros. What was in that invoice was the company incorporation, which was 220 euros. Then I needed to register for an address, which was 180 euros per year. Of course, like, my business is online, but even when you register an online business, it still needs a physical address. So the law firm provided me with a registered address, which was really, really good. And it was all included in this registration. So there's also a bank account close bank fee of 100 euros. And then there is a bank account due diligence accumulative bank account for 50 euros. And then the last thing that you need to pay for is the VAT registration, which of course is optional. It was 195 euros. The law firm also gives you an option to open up a bank account, or let them open a bank account for you, a business bank account, which would cost an extra 400 euros. But because I decided to open up a bank account with Wise, which was formerly TransferWise, and I decided not to take this option, so I saved myself about 400 euros, and I opened up my bank account, business bank account, which was really easy with Wise. And if you are interested in opening up a business bank account with Wise as well, there is actually a link down below, and you can get a fee-free transfer up to 900 New Zealand dollars if you open up an account with my link. Of course, I get a little bit of money for that, and I would be very happy, of course, to receive it. But I really believe in Wise, and I do really believe in online banks, and because I travel a lot, I've used Wise for my own personal banking and for my business banking, just because you can open up a lot of accounts in different currencies. So that first bill came to 745 euros. And after you pay this fee to the law firm, they will send you they send me some documents that I needed to sign and get them verified. Because of course I am starting up an online business. I have never been to this law firm in person. All the correspondence or all the communication was all online, and we did everything via email. So they do need to send you documents and verify that you're actually a real person, and that you actually have a home address, and that you're actually living in Switzerland. So you send up your passport details, you send up like your personal address where you're living at that time. I was living at that time in Lax, Switzerland, and they send you documents which you need to go to the Bulgarian embassy and get them stamped and verified in person. So you go there in person, they make sure they check your passport, they make sure that you are a real like human being and you're not just kind of like random person, that you actually are who you are, and that the information that you have provided, that it is correct. So to get these documents stamped in the Bulgarian embassy, it costed me about 100 euros in total. When you get those documents signed and they get stamped and verified, then you also need to send them by courier. You need to courier. You need to send them over officially, let's call it that. And that costs about 20 euros to get them over to Bulgaria again. And then of course there was the last thing, which was the biggest bite of my budget, which was hiring the accountants. So it costed for 6 months, it costed 1,080 euros. Now I am expecting another bill in October of 1,080 euros for my accountant fees, but it is very affordable to hire an accountant in Bulgaria. So if you are wanting to upgrade and you're tired of or you don't feel like you want to do your own finances or your own accountancy, then definitely hire. Would I recommend starting up a business in Bulgaria? I would definitely recommend it. Why? Because it's just to start it only, and the start capital that you need is so much lower than in Switzerland. And the problem is that I often had this belief when I looked into starting up my business in Switzerland. I got a little bit disheartened, and I thought, well, maybe I should just postpone it. Maybe I should I don't want to invest 20 grand into the business just straight away. Like, I don't feel ready about it, or I don't feel ready to do that. And I looked into other options, and it just really takes off a lot of pressure to just put that start capital in, or to have a huge amount of start capital to start with, which I think for a lot of women is like a really big deal breaker, because we we often just stop ourselves from starting up businesses because we have this belief that, oh, I'm not ready, I need a lot of money, I need to be like professional, I don't have a degree in it. And those are just limiting you from starting. Actually, the best day to start is today. And all the other things, or all the things that are holding you back, of course there are legitimate reasons. I mean, like if you're just in like your exams, like maybe it's not a good idea to start up a business at the moment. But if you have this, if you really want to do it, and you're holding yourself back because you believe that you don't have the capital to do it, or you believe that it's too difficult, or you believe that you don't have the time, well, just know that in regards to the start capital, it is really, really affordable to start up a business in Bulgaria. And the taxes are really, really low, and you can do it just from the comfort of your home. You just get in touch with the law firm, they do pretty much everything for you, and that's so you just have to make that decision. If you like what you saw in this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Tell me about if you are planning to open up a business and which country are you looking at the moment. Comment down below to start it up and to register your business. Also, go to my blog if you want more information. If you want the link that or the law firm, the link to the law firm that I use to start up my business in Bulgaria. And I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day, and see you next time.